I never could find my box, and she told me it sat on there, and if you ever send it back, it
Now take it slow.
She was going to give me her box.
Just take it slow and easy.
Say don't fast forward.
Now okay, take off. I think you're on the air at this time.
You right sure at this time now? All right. My name is John Ski again. I was the second child and the second son of John and Catherine Ski, Catherine Woodall Ski.
Where'd they come from?
Born at Gurdon. My daddy came from Trilla, Illinois. In 1905, came to Arkansas. My mother came from Gurley, Alabama, about the same time. They met. I was born and raised at Gurdon. Grew up there. Had just ordinary childhood, depression type. Nothing to buy. I mean, everything we had to make it. Fortunately, we lived out in a rural area where we had lots of room to make it, lots of territory. All of our playthings was made, such as trolleys and trams and swings, and out there in them woods. Finished high school at Gurdon High School. Went to El Dorado to NYA Welding School to take a welding course.
What's NYA?
National Youth Administration.
Part of the CCC. Mama let me join the CCC.
And I suppose he passed with a Navy's second class welder's test. I enlisted in the Air Force as a welder, but just before, a few hours before I finished the course. I never saw a welding torch all the time I was in there. But the first stop was at Camp Robinson at Little Rock Induction Center. There I found out where I'd done made a bad mistake with all this business. I really didn't know what I was getting into to begin with. The second place stop was at Tarrant Field at Fort Worth, Texas, and we got some more indoctrination in the Air Force then about we wasn't exactly proud of. The third stop was at Big Springs, Texas, where I took my basic training, and I went to work as a mechanic, airplane mechanic on the line. We left, the whole squadron left Big Springs and went to San Angelo, Texas, and took over an abandoned squadron at Concho Field.
What do you mean abandoned squadron?
Well, another squadron done moved out.
They just left their equipment and moved out?
No, they took everything with them. All they left was the barracks and administrative building, But there, after going through an airplane mechanic school there, I decided I wasn't going to get any place in that squadron because there's too many people that was apple polishing. So a staff sergeant by the name of Bobby Clark and I decided we'd volunteer for the Air Force, the cadets.
What was cadets, officers or flight or what?
Flying cadets. Well, it could either be pilot, co-pilot, bombardier, or navigator, depending on.
What did you flunk out on?
Math. Threw a 4-hour math test at me, and I just looked at it and folded it up and laid back in the seat and went to sleep. Then left there and went to Shepherd Field at Wichita Falls, Texas. There took my basic training all over again. At that time, Shepherd Field was known as Colonel Claggett's concentration camp. And we ate our meals at Tomaine Tavern number 2. Then after I finished my basic training, I went to Amarillo, Texas, the airplane not post AM school, but a higher rated than that. It took 9 months to finish the course. After I finished that course, I went to Las Vegas, the gunnery school. From Las Vegas, Nevada, I went to Lincoln, Nebraska, and was placed on a combat crew, or was to be placed on a combat crew. But before the time came to be placed on the combat crew, was sent to Ardmore, Oklahoma as engineer replacements. When we got there, they didn't need us as an engineer replacement, so I flew for a while as a test crew. Tested out B-17s when they'd been overhauled or inspection or what have you. Later, I was placed on a combat there as a waste gunner, which I didn't like because I trained that. I was trained at. But nevertheless, I had to get on the. Went over this cruise over to England. We were stationed about 19 miles from Ipswich at a little town called. They got over there. There was only a man crew. They got a 9-man crew. They took one line, real firepower. Well, over there that and let them come home. We're going to have a chance to get. Each group had a lead lane and a deputy lead lane. Had a toggle. Your orders were given to you before you just what type they should be supposed to go mission bombing. You map them out on the kilometer, so many apart. So just flip switch the whole thing. But anyway, with saturation, you got or the lead plate had dropped. They dropped on it. To you. Here. Check. Yeah. And now. Great. The North Sea, you don't live there about 5 minutes when you hit that. So I got put back on as an engineer. I got my original position. Yeah. Yes.
born at Buckner, Arkansas. My mama was,
When were you born in Arkansas? What year? What day?
this is him now.
Oh, he was born there. Okay.
And my mama was a baker. Her name was Addie Mae Baker. She was born at Stamps, Arkansas, near Stamps, Arkansas. And they were married in 1919, February the 9th, I believe. I come from a big family. I was the third in line. I was born February 14, 1923. And all the rest of them came after me, and I helped take care of them when they were little. We lived on the farm, so we did everything that you did on the farm. You worked in the field, you worked in the yard, and the garden, and the house, and everything else, and helped with all the gathering of the vegetables and canning of the fruit and vegetables and whatever. And when Joyce and Lois came along, they're the last ones in line. They was born January 6, 1935, and that's first twins has been born in that community in a long time. Everybody came to see them. And
They was born. Joyce was born talking, wasn't she?
yeah, she's born talking. And when they was little, I would have to take care of them a lot because I could take care of them better than some of the rest of them. So I got to nurse both of them at the same time. And the only thing, when they went to sleep, I had to get somebody to help me put one of them down so I get the other one down. and I'm like John, we just made our own games and everything like that. When we played, we'd get a gang together and play ball with a string ball made out of raveled out socks, or and use some kind of board for a bat or a stick, and we played games that you'd play outside when it was pretty weather. If it was inside, we had what we called authors with numbers. We had to get so many numbers, and you'd have a book, and we read stories and played different games and whatever. Just whatever was to be done. Chinese checkers was one of our good games in the wintertime. And we get 6 playing, and it was a lot more complicated then when you had 6 playing. And grew up, went to school. When I started school in the first grade at Center School. Was about 2 miles from home. We had to walk, and sometimes we had to go across the creek on a log. And sometimes the creek was frozen, we'd scoot across on the ice. And then when I was in the second grade, we started school at Stamps. I went there the rest of the time and graduated in 1941 and went to school at, then it was A&M College at Magnolia. They called it Cal College, but anyway. That's where I went to school, and I worked most of the 2 years I was there with made my own room and board.
What did you work at?
First worked at the training school, cleaned up the training school that they had on campus, and that's the little school that went to 6th grade. And then the girl that was the assistant nurse at the infirmary didn't like that, so they traded me for her, and she got the training school job, and I got the assistant nurse's job, and I kept that the whole rest of the time. And
how long were you up there?
2 years. It paid $15 a month, and that was my room and board. $15 a month.
So you paid for your room and board?
Yeah.
What about tuition and books?
Daddy paid that, and he scraped up the money somehow or another. I didn't even know I was going to college till about 3 weeks before I started. He said, "Get yourself ready, we're going to take you to college." And I said, "What for? Why are you going to college?" And went over and told Mr. Talley, the superintendent of labor, student labor. He says, "Oh, she can do anything, just mowing the yards if she has to." Never had mowed with a mower in my life. We always cleaned yards with a
So Grandpa
hoe.
Paul Knighton was just one that decided you was going to college.
Yeah, he decided I was going to college. So when I had to go one summer though, I lacked a hour or two credit having enough to graduate, so I had to go one summer. And then I taught 1 year, and you could only get a 1-year license then because the war was on and they needed teachers so bad, but they'd let you teach if you'd even had 1 year of college. So, but I had 2 years, so I got a 1-year license. The next year I had to go to summer school so I could renew the license the next year to teach. So I went with Daddy to Conway State Teachers College at Conway. And went up there 6 weeks and came back and got another license for the next year and taught it. Well, the first year I taught at Myrtle Grove, little place
What grade
down.
did you teach?
I taught 7th and 8th grade arithmetic for a while, and I taught 9th grade English and civics and home economics and some other subject, I don't remember now what. Then when I went the next year, I was taught school at Garland, and they didn't have a home ec department, so I taught 7th and 8th grade subjects. For both grades, I taught the English and the spelling and history, I believe it was, science or whatever, geography. And they had a man that taught the arithmetic.
You never did finish more than 2 years of college then?
No, just that.
I was thinking you
Summer.
were up there with Paul.
No, just
What did he go up there 6 weeks for?
he went back to teaching during the war. They were short teachers, and he had to study and went back to take some courses so he
That's
could
right.
get his.
He went to Conway to begin with, didn't he? Right after
Yeah,
he was out of service.
And he taught several different places. He taught over Marvel, Arkansas. He taught down at State Line, down close to Louisiana line. He taught, the last place he taught was at Ralston, Arkansas.
That was up in the 1950s, wasn't it?
Yeah, early part. And then that's the last he ever taught. And, well, then John came home to the service in 45, and we got married.
John, the only guy you ever went with?
Well, I went with 2 or 3, but I never was serious about any of them. And then I stayed home until he got where he was going to be stationed for a little while. It was up in Smyrna, Tennessee. I rode the train up there, and we lived up there about 5 or 6 weeks, and he got out of service. We came back to Gurdon, lived there with his parents a little while, and then we got an apartment uptown, and we lived there until we moved to Camden. And we lived in apartments and rent houses and things for about 9 or 10 years. And then we built a house. Finally got it fixed. Still not the best in the world, but it's more some people have. And we have 2 children. Rebecca Ann was born February the 20th, 1947, and Jan was born December the 10th, 1948. They both went to Fairview High School and finished up there. And Becky went to beauty school, and so far she's managed to get jobs of working at office work and such as that. She never used her beauty school operating thing much. And Jan went to Southern, which used to be Magnolia A&M is Southern State now. And he finished 4 years there and went in service, and been in service ever since.
His rank of Lieutenant Colonel as of December 25th,
Yeah.
1991.
Rank of Lieutenant Colonel, lives at Prattville, Alabama, stationed at Montgomery Air Base. They have 2 children, and Becky has 1, and Chris is in college at Arkadelphia. He's 8. Will be 19 in January, and Mandy's 16, and she's a junior in high school, and David's a freshman in high school, and goes to Pine Bluff, Watson Chapel School. And we're here today to celebrate Christmas.
Ken and Joyce Howard, baby sister. Tell me about your brothers and sisters.
Well,
CN's the oldest.
Sid's the oldest, and he lives. You want me to tell you where he lives?
Well, it's not that anymore. Just tell who he married, when he married,
Oh well, I don't know
his
when he.
kids, and that sort of stuff.
I was first in the family to get married. They thought that was awful. They thought Juanita and Sid ought to be married before me, and I said, well, I can't have it because they're not going to get married yet. So,
But Paul didn't like the idea too much, or what?
let me see. I got married in July, and Ray got Sim got married the next year in March, and Ray got married the next year in December, I believe it was. Anyway, they married before Juanita and CN did. Juanita and them got married February the 16th, and the same year Becky was born, I believe. And CN got married sometime after he got out of service, somewhere out in California. Married Emma West from Montana, and Juanita married Lyle Finlayson. He was originally, his folks were from Canada, but he'd lived all his life in California. And Sam and Ray married sisters, and but Sim married the youngest one, and Ray married the older one, even though he was younger. And then finally, Sim's first wife died, so he's married again to Christine Beasley was, I think, her name before she married. And then Mary married Art Shirley. We called him Sam. He was from Buckner, Arkansas. Grew up, in that community. And Margaret, she went off and got her a foreigner off up Little Rock. And of course, Virginia never married. And then Lois married Corina Eustace, I believe is her name. They live down below Houston, Texas. And Joyce married Ken Howard from out Bowie County, Texas, DeKalb. And we have a host of nieces and nephews all down the line, different ages. And now the grandkids and the great-grandkid nieces and nephews coming along. So there's a whole big family if you got them all together.
Did Paul not like it because you were the first to get married?
Oh, he didn't have that much to say about it. I think Mama was the one, but John went and asked Daddy if he could marry me. He said, well, he guess so. If he thought he could take care of me. Oh, but I guess they got reconciled to the fact. All that. They never do want you don't never want your kids to get married, but they're going to get married anyway, so it's
Might well get your mouth set for it.
When they get old enough, they got a mind of their own. So that's what you let them
I
do.
asked him, he said, well, I was 20 and Joyce was 21. He said, well, I think it's better if people wait till they're about 23, 24.
I think he was 25 when he got married. But Mom was
all right with him.
I think Mom was 21 and he was 25. But I was 22 and John was 22 when we married.
I thought he was 23.
22. John don't know. And
by and large, when they get about that age and they get their mind made up, they're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Yeah.
Regardless what you. Reason ain't got nothing to do with it.
That's right.
When Ken started doing the nose, I was over at Mama's and I come back.
But I guess we've had a pretty good life. We're still plugging along, even though we are retired now.
Take it easy.
But we've kind of enjoyed some things since he's been retired. We've taken some bus trips and things that we wouldn't have done otherwise if we'd had done it on our own, because we go with the group and it gives you a much cheaper rate, and it's more interesting to have a lot of people along with you, you know, to ride on the bus and everything. So we plan to take another trip next May, if everything works out. We're going out to the northwest country, up into Oregon, Washington,
About 2 or 3 weeks.
and up into Canada. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. We're gonna be traveling all along, but it's a 3 or 4 day drive just to get up to that part of the woods.
Yeah. Well, you stop and spend the night somewhere, you know, and go on and travel if you want to stop. They have scheduled places to things to see if they got time. Sometimes they'll do some little extra things, go by and see something other. But it's real interesting. And
Anything else you want to say?
we've got to
Talk to
make
your grandkids and your great grandkids.
we've got to make a trip over in Europe while Jan was over there, and that was pretty interesting. We stayed a month and got to go down to Switzerland and some parts of Germany and over into France and just over into Belgium and things like that. But it was all interesting. There's still a lot more to see if you're over there, but I'm not over there and don't think I'll go back. Now, how long did I talk?
Well, you still talking?
It's my time is up.
You talked 13 minutes.
You did pretty good, but you know, I didn't. But you know, a lady on the phone wrote some of that, and they said that stuff just looked like what you bought out of the grocery store in California. I didn't know it was real.
That's broccoli there, though.
You ain't got a picture of the table.
How do you know I ain't?
Well, I just now got all the stuff on it, I got the road.
Because the camera could be in and all this.
Father, we're grateful for all the blessings that He has given us. Father, may we ever be mindful of what this day is, what it means to us. Father, we ask you for this food and you keep us for our bodies, our bodies for our service, and give us your honors, we ask you for Christ's sake.
Now, what pattern is this?
Chapel line.
Okay, that's the same thing as Evelyn's got then.
I got a 9-piece replacement.
I think Cheryl's already got.
I had to have enough
She
for all
thought
the
she'd get enough for 12, she said, why? Cheryl used to be a funny kid. She'd say, when I get married, I don't care nothing about any of them showers. I just want to tell people, go down and pay them, wash and dryer for me. When she got that, thought they were up to Dawn. And then I said, what are you going to do now? She said, I don't know. She said, I think I'll tell them I want to put it on a good mattress.
Just donate to the household goods, huh?
We're taking the house that she's living in. Handy Dandy Randy has restored it to 3-bedroom.
The old Mom Howard house?
Yeah, we're going
She's been wanting.
to leave some of her furniture. We're going to use it for a guest house.
You'll have to watch though, keep somebody from breaking in.
Well, that's what I told them.
Well, I know, but Paul and I know we're taught y'all on some things. One of those be too concerned about some things, and that's one of them.
Well, we never locked anything when we was a kid, did we?
Well, how come y'all got this phobia about
Yeah,
somebody
but
fixing
this
to break
we never
in and
did
steal
for
your
later
stuff?
years.
This day and time, you got to.
Well, a day and time, Ooh, is that there stuff that you had?
Microwave mix.
Yeah,
That's
I buy you
good
a
stuff.
box of that,
see
Ken.
if it worked out, huh?
Give John some of this here old junk here. If I gotta eat it, he gotta eat it.
You just help me some of that dressing that thing.
It is hot.
Not too much, you know. It's been long since I ate breakfast. That's the thing.
I don't know.
Almost been a long.
Don't seem like long.
Except eating all of it. You saw John in there eating some peanuts.
I think I saw Ken, he was some of Esther's wife to shell him some anyway. I
Used
figured
to,
it
when we
was.
get out in the car, he'd buy peanuts or pecans or oranges. They could eat them faster and I could
You
pick
got none of these?
Yeah, I don't want to do one day for eating a bite of orange. I said, well, the worker needs some too.
Switch this around.
He
so
policies, pick it.
have more room.
And to this day, if they gotta pick out the pecans themselves, they don't bother about eating them. But if Mama's got them in a cup, boy, they can disappear
Yeah.
fast and the cup can
Would
fill
you
up.
give me a helping of,
A lot better that way.
I like the outside too.
All I was getting you the inside, cause that was the goodies.
Oh, I saw it.
Okay, that was it.
These rolls turn out good.
This.
180 calories.
This is might have too butter in it, so big.
I don't believe they got 180 calories.
If you put butter on it, probably. Now,
Oh,
I'll
you
speed
put
it
butter on
on
it.
it.
Yours passes me. That's the butter.
I'll get that one. Roll with it. I just didn't have my roll back there. Just, you know, you just leave off a few things, you know, like dig yourself.
Anytime you go to stir fries, that's what
But I haven't got.
Stir fries. I thought that was
Two
had a
caps
bunch
on them.
of grease in it.
Nah, you just use a little oil. That's all I do.
That's more something he'd rather us have when he's gone.
Well, Dave, you mentioned to David, I don't want all that junk. I want a sweet and low. And my roll.
and pickle.
Is this as good as Sam's?
Well, Cheryl's got some dishes just like these, I believe. She was pretty one.
Because every time I got to eat some of CN's, I got to eat it all night.
Yeah, he informed me one day my dress was in case like seeing. I said, well, I'm sorry.
CN started on the day before, maybe 2 days before.
Yeah, I started on this yesterday when it's cold. Talk what's fun.
I told him one I didn't have the green onions like Mama had in the garden. Go with that later.
2 biscuits left this morning, I crumbed them up. It's just cornbread left last
You have
night.
to let that stuff rise.
Every time you put yeast in thing, you got to let it
I was wondering if that was.
give it a chance to work.
Frida had made some oatmeal when
I do pretty good from scratch. Sometime on Sunday afternoon, I make bread. We'll call, like one of those, get some honey and jelly, jam out, and that's all we have for supper. You invite somebody in to come in and eat with us.
did that to Sue and Grace and Sue and Don several times. Don said, I kind of like breaking this bread for Sunday night supper instead of going to church and some told to eat out.
Give it a bread?
Jean likes it, but she doesn't put her sugar like this.
And Joyce, you can take a slow cooker and a head of cabbage, put a fork in there first, clean. Layer cabbage, layer onions, layer carrots.
Good.
I'm telling you, that's delicious.
Somebody told Cheryl this one,
And
give
you can
her
eat all of it you want pretty much.
a slow cooker at the office, I think. And she said, I done got one of them things. We don't believe that, Cheryl. And she said, I got one of them square crock pots like Mama and Aunt Peter's got. And I didn't use these lots.
Slow cooker made an old truck cost run something else.
The old pressure saucepans in too.
You don't have to have a finest kind of meat now.
You don't salt that meat when you put it in, it's gonna cook a lot more tender anyway.
Yeah. But really, she doesn't salt anything hardly until you get it that done.
I remember when we first married, I bought some stew meat, and I guess I got too much salt in it. It seemed like I cooked that thing 2 nights before it got tender enough. And I thought, boy, I got a mess of this stuff really don't cook that. Just kill it. Eat half a bowl that night. I bought one of them little cornbread pans about that big to make cornbread in. I still got it. People ask me, where in the world I got such a big pan? I said, bought it today in the store.
The pan or skillet?
Skillet. Oh, iron skillet.
I got one. That's not that skillet, not the way. I like to agree.
I give my big iron skillet away last year. It was so heavy I couldn't lift it once I got it full of gravy anyway. Didn't ever use it, so. Miss Graham said her daughter in Florida was looking at the thing. I said, well, I'm sure get the rust out of it. It's hard to be used, this one. And I'll just let you take it to her and it won't cost you a penny.
You know, I'm telling you what, Peggy made rolls for Thanksgiving before she came and cooked them and everything. All I had to do was heat it up. There would be times that it's the 3/4 piece and you roll up and go along that long.
Croissant.
And she had, I think she had 4 or 5 dozen of them. She packed them in an ice chest in plastic bags. What matched up or anything. I think she must have made rolls for 2 days.
John Davidson got some free chickens this year. The little woman bought some and she decided she didn't need them, so we David got chickens, so she told me to have them little Easter chickens she got and grow them. So one of them got out and got a little crippled when Frida then was home in September when we worked in Dallas. The little boy, neighbor boy, caught it, he carried down to their barn and he felt bad, he got crippled up, so he kept it down there, and they would come back home, put it back in the cup. Well, the others kind of attacked it and fell over, and he thought it was dead, so he picked it up, threw it out. And we chicken lumbered around a while and got up and went off. Well, Samuel thought that was just about the funniest thing he had seen. He just stayed out there and laughed about that chicken. Well, they got to noticing it was really walking, really funny, so they named the chicken Mr. J after me. So she wrote me there and she said, I hope I didn't hurt your feelings when I told you something on the phone no doubt. So I didn't see nothing in that letter hurt my feelings. She said, well, I was talking about naming that chicken after you. But David said one day, well, I taught him how to clean the chicken. And the bit just clean that chicken. The freezer, so he cooked it.
Tea, anybody?
Want to know how Mr. J tasted? I said, all pretty good to me. But she had offered it to Mr. Howe for Thanksgiving, and he informed them he didn't want no chicken to come from their house. He was going to buy turkey and dress it already done.
What did he used to do?
He was with Goodyear.
Just that Amish spread.
Not that heavy.
When you gonna make some?
Amish recipe or
And they moved
something?
him from the Akron, Ohio.
When you gonna make some Mormon bread?
What's the
I don't
difference?
know. I'm not a Mormon, I don't have that name.
Well, it takes several minutes.
Oh, several women. Trying to share that kitchen, though. You know, when I was in Texarkana College, I got off on the addictions one day, and the teacher, somebody got off on the Mormon stuff, and she said, looked over one boy, and she said, I've heard you of Mormon, is that the truth? So he said, yeah, I'll tell y'all about it. And he said the group he comes from, he didn't have one too loud, but he said, that's the truth. Back up home, they really got a lot of them got too loud.
Oh, it's not loud now.
No, they're still doing it. Back to practice is increasing.
But he, sat there and told us about what they believe. If y'all groceries in your speech, or they come out of the can?
Kinda like jam wax, a little bit. Little sewer, little sewer.
Have something.
I
That's
have
10.
on in the fridge. I need to plant them. In January.
Well, we grew some at your mama died, and it'd been all right if we got people shell in town, but I know mama's one, we put them up quite soon. I think the chickens ate as many of them as we did, and Ophelia really grew some this past year, and he did the same thing, he didn't cook them, pick them quick enough.
Yeah, plant them to that too long.
So Gene said, I ain't seen none of them things pay for it now, they can put them up.
Now then I do that couch justice.
Yeah, he'll tell us to be quiet in the kitchen while he gets his rest.
Yeah, that's a good rest.
We got one that lives like
Really? That's what brought them here.
well,
Work.
he married her, well, you told him there's his and hers, I think, or something like that. He came back down here. Beautiful, man. What's out there, Brian, got that little road.
Gonna be some Amish bread?
She made
Ain't very sweet.
and the food cake
You gonna get that
for
on?
the nurse.
I'm full, man.
That's the biggest, nicest cake you ever saw, I bet that thing, that high.
I might say that way with the out of the box mix this part, but never made a little scratch.
Be good company.
I tried to buy one the other day, I didn't find one in the store.
Well,
I have two.
usually they're there with the, right, the bread aisle, the nurse